Yours, damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you.
What's good? What's up, Messy Mob? It's your girl, ItsMyaJ, and I am back again with another video, girl. So today we are going to be getting into this mess concerning Evelyn Lozada, baby. Okay, so y'all know these colorist claims, allegations, they have been hunting her ass, lingering behind her for years now, child. And she sat down with Jason and basically addressed it, girl. And Child, we're going to get into it, okay? So not only are we going to play the video, we're going to talk about it, but we are also going to talk about the situation that basically, created this narrative of her being a colorist. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so you know every single time I post a new video. Girl, it's ItsMyaJ. It's the Messy Mob. We are lit over here. Trust and believe that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the mess. So, girl, when I tell you that the Basketball Wives franchise had one of the most controversial seasons, okay, back in 2019, yeah, I really mean that, baby. Yeah, like, to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, I was not checking for that show no longer after that season, child, okay? But the controversy was so strong, okay, to the point where Evelyn Lozada, okay, production, Shani O'Neal, baby, were all accused of being a colorist, child, okay? And now when I tell you, like I said earlier, girl, has been hunting them ever since then, okay? So let's really just get into it. So recently she sat down with Jason, Evelyn Lozada, sat down with Jason and, addressed these claims. Let's get into it.
When you were there last, that was the season with the whole OG moments? Mm-hmm. That was a lot.
It was.
And it wasn't just a lot for what you went through. It's a lot for anybody in the show or around the show that went through, because everybody that's been watching, I went through that whole thing too, because anybody that had an opinion about the scenes that you all were in drew a line based on things that I think people are affected by outside the show, right?
Correct.
What was your biggest takeaway from that whole controversy with OG?
This is, at this point, a couple of years ago, I had been on the show, 9 years. How many episodes did I shoot? I felt like no matter what I say, people are going to have their own opinion based off of their own experience or whatever they see on the show. Mm-hmm. People like Jennifer, if I was this person, I feel like, for example, Jennifer, my best friend for many years, could have been like, you know what? She said, funny things around me when, maybe when we weren't friends, but, no one has ever said anything like this about me. Mm-hmm. I have filmed so many scenes drunk, Jason, mm-hmm. in Miami, and I've done crazy things and I've said crazy things out of my mouth. I've never said anything, racist, or I've never, I honestly don't, I always say I don't think like that. Mm-hmm. It's not, I grew up in New York.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we say crazy shit.
Which is the melting pot for like every race, every ethnicity, every culture, music, food. It literally, the culture is the intersection of New York City.
Exactly.
Regardless of what borough you're from.
Yeah, like I moved to the Bronx and people, and I'm gonna really show my age, but people were like breakdancing outside. Like it was, the Latinos hung out with the blacks and the Dominicans and the Indian, like we all like rocked together. Yeah. So, it was really, really hurtful because anybody can say anything about anybody and try to destroy your entire life off of a viral moment. And here you are like, shit, that's not who I am. So, we ended up having the conversation that we did because, and I'm grateful for that moment and you were giving me the platform to I never talked about it with anyone else really. Mm-hmm. And, and I still think to this day, people have their opinions about it, but I can't, I think just look at my life and how I've been on TV for the last decade and the person that I am. And that's not who I am to the core. So it was difficult though.
Well, the reason why I had connected you with you through that whole experience was, people really online thought me and you were best friends who plotted this whole coup out. And it was just people having a conversation. But also from there, I had my own opinions, which I always say I reserve the right to think how I want to think. But I think what I learned, and I was reading Mariah Carey's memoir where she was talking about colorism and her experience with colorism as a mixed girl. Mm. And I had never heard my experience like that until I read the book. Cause I'm like, yo, I've had that experience where like I'm pro-black as fuck in my head, but I'm not black enough for black people. But then I'm definitely too black for white people. So I find myself in this weird middle place. And then I started looking at colorism. Oh, so white supremacy created this. Oh, so this is something created by racist people who hate blacks in general just to divide us even more. So it's bigger than us. It was
Right.
bigger than that clip. And it was a clip that created a whole conversation where I'm like, yo, we have a lot of unhealed trauma as a culture that we have to start looking at, because it's not fair to take an experience that we do have that's a real issue in the world and just label everybody as being a part of that.
Right.
Okay, so of course, as you guys may or may not know by now, the dark-skinned girl in question that got into it on their season of Basketball Wives, her name is OG. It got really ugly between OG and Evelyn. I mean, girl, like digging low. You know what I'm saying? But I will admit, although we will get into the whole colorist thing, I will admit that Evelyn didn't directly say anything colorist to OG. But in my opinion, that doesn't matter. Actions speak louder than words. Okay, so that's really not an excuse. But yeah, y'all, it got bad between the two. But to make matters worse, it was not only OG versus Evelyn, but it was OG versus the entire group, damn near. Okay, plus production, because baby, we're gonna talk about production too. But it really did give colorists. And no, I will admit, Evelyn never directly said anything colorist to, you know what I'm saying, to OG. She never did. But I feel like actions speak a lot louder than words. Okay, she didn't have to say it. She didn't have to say it. So I don't know why, like, the girl be like, oh, well, I never, even when I get drunk, I never say anything like this or that, and I never said anything to. No, you didn't have to say anything, baby. It was all in the actions. You ain't have to say nothing. So on the show, they would get into it with each other, but when they got into it with each other, they would only paint OG as the aggressor, as the person who was wrong, as the person that the entire group is just so scared of, okay? Yeah, but then you have Evelyn on the other hand, okay? Yeah, the spicy Latina, okay? Who's with a lighter skin complexion, who's out here. Let's talk about it, okay? Like I said, you have Evelyn, okay, who is the most aggressive one in the group, but for some reason, Evelyn never got held accountable for anything. I'm talking about years. And even on that season, I'm talking about years and seasons of throwing alcohol on people, of throwing drinks on people, of putting her hands on people, of picking up glass bottles, okay? And doing, you know what? I'm talking about, girl, anything in the book that you can name when you get in a little cat fight, baby. I'm talking about everything, baby. This girl has done everything, okay? Okay? But then you have this dark-skinned girl that everybody is against, who, yeah, she got a slick mouth, but she has never gotten physical with anybody on that show. Anybody. She defended her friend one time, and she still really ain't do much. She just made sure that Evelyn didn't touch her friend. You know what I'm saying? And still really didn't even get physical. You know what I'm saying? Evelyn did a little tumble into the bushes, but honestly, girl, I feel like you just lost your balance, child. I really wouldn't even say that she tossed you up in there. Okay? So yes, again, let me break this down. And I know y'all hate when I repeat myself, but I'm going to break it down again. You have this dark-skinned girl that everybody is against. Everybody. And I think production too. Let's really get into it. They tried so hard to paint this girl as the aggressor. It didn't work. It didn't work though, because guess what? No matter how much they would talk down on her, you know what I'm saying? Talk down on her, say stuff about her, say stuff to her, confront her, say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Girl, when I tell you this girl would sit gracefully and read them down so calm, read the girls down so calm. She didn't even have to do all that. But here's Evelyn. Every single time she gets in an argument with somebody, this girl is screaming at the top of her lungs. This girl is, I'm trying to tell you, when I tell you like the literal most aggressive one out of the group, I'm not playing with y'all. Go watch the show, especially that season, okay? Yeah, a lot more aggressive than OG, okay? And I was 19 watching it, and I clocked their teeth, baby. Yeah, okay? So yeah, so they, production, Shawnee O'Neal, you know what I'm saying, Evelyn, and the entire cast tried their hardest to paint OG as this aggressive woman, to the point where they didn't even let her come to the reunion because they were quote unquote scared. You know what I'm saying? They were quote unquote scared. She's too this, she's too that, she does too much. When I tell you, this girl hasn't even, no matter how much she got into it with people, no matter how much people tried to break this girl down verbally, she has never took it there like Evelyn has. But again, Evelyn never got held accountable. I cannot stress this enough. So no, Evelyn, you never directly said anything colorist to OG. But come on. You tried your hardest to paint her as this super aggressive person. You did. For what? That girl, when I tell you, like I said, girl, every single time she got into it with somebody, she would sit down, read the girls calmly. Okay? Evelyn is honestly the last person who needs to be calling anybody aggressive, but that is besides the point. Okay? So, me personally, I don't know how she is now. I don't know how she's grown over the years, but I'm trying to tell you, on that show, girl, you showed me everything that I needed to see, girl. You were a colorist. You were. Like, that's just really what it is, which is crazy because every other month, every other year, you're riding another black man's dick. Okay? Many of them, child, got children by black men. Like, but that don't even, that's what I'm saying. Like, praise the ground that black men walk on, but you can't even respect a black woman. Girl, bye. Yeah. You say the N-word, and then you only claim your blackness. Let's really get into it. Let's really get into Evelyn. Evelyn only claims her blackness when it's convenient for her. Okay? That's really what it is. She really does. Because I'm not going to lie, I may feel the way how I feel. Honestly, I don't even like to get into the conversation of who can say the N-word and who can't, because it's just like, it's draining. And a lot of people don't listen. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, Evelyn, you are Afro-Latina, okay? And I will never be able to take that from you, baby. Yeah, you have African descent in you. That does not mean that you go through the world and you navigate through the world as a black woman. That's just not what it is. Like, you claim, like I said, girl, she claims her blackness when it's convenient for her. Like, you do not navigate spaces as a black woman. You don't. You navigate spaces as a Latina. As a spicy Latina, baby. You know what I'm saying? And baby, when I tell you, I have never heard this girl claim her no, she don't claim it unless somebody come at her sideways about saying the N-word. Ciao. Anyway, so that is my take on it. That's how I feel. Do I need to add anything else? Yeah. Back then they tried to, point out the dark-skinned black girl, you know what I'm saying, make her the aggressor when it came to every single situation, even though she has literally never took it there with anybody when she really could have. She never did. She always tacked cute. She was always classy. You know what I'm saying? Even when, like I said, the whole group was against her. The show, production, Shawnee, Evelyn, everybody, okay, that had something to do with that show, tried to make this girl look like she was an aggressor when she literally wasn't. But when Evelyn, in the same breath, would do the same stuff that she's doing, if not worse, not even if not, baby, but worse, when Evelyn would really take it there every single time, let's really get into it, baby. There has not been, I can't name 3 instances where Evelyn got into it with somebody and didn't take it there, okay? Physical wise, she always took it there. She was always the aggressor, no matter what the situation was. Yeah. Okay. The most classy that I honestly seen Evelyn when talking to somebody or getting into it with somebody is when she ripped up Tammy Roman's lawsuit. Because Tammy Roman basically came to her shoe shop. This was back in the day, child. This was like when I was 11, girl. Y'all know I am the reality TV girl, okay? This was like when I was 11, 2011, 10, whatever. Girl, when I tell you Tammy Roman came in there, served her some papers, okay? Tried to, hit her with a lawsuit or whatever. Evelyn ripped up the papers. That's honestly the most classiest I have ever seen Evelyn, okay? And she still took it there. She ripped up papers that she got served. Like, come on. So again, Actions speak louder than words. Y'all knew what y'all were doing when y'all were trying to paint this girl as the aggressor. And you know what I'm saying? You use your little cute Latina tears, okay, cute light-skinned tears, baby, to convince the world and try to convince everybody that she was just so aggressive and you were just so scared of her. Girl, bye. Girl. It was one instance where her and OG got into it, and Evelyn is literally sitting here screaming at the top and over something that's not even that serious, okay? By the way, Evelyn was super aggressive and never got caught out on her ish. Shani, and Shani, let's get into you, girl. You were super biased on your show, by the way. Yuck. Anyways, it was literally one instance where Evelyn and OG got into it, and Evelyn is lit over something that's not even that serious. Evelyn is literally arguing with her, screaming at the top of her lungs and slapping her poom poom, saying the N-word, this, the N-word. Girl, bye, child. But like I said, OG sat there classy, girl, read her down in a calm way and still got girl, bye.
Yours, damn right. It's better than yours. I can teach you.